And we're live. Are you feeling anxious, wired, or overloaded? Your nervous system is carrying so much, even more before the outside stressors really kick in. And so let's reset with breath, energy, and talk about some calmness of the theta brainwave. So today's episode is for healers, leaders, and the ones carrying so much. You. You're not broken. Your nervous system is simply overwhelmed and overloaded, and that matters. We're in a time where nervous system care is like a trending buzzword, but those of us who are on a sacred path, it's not a wellness hack. It's a spiritual practice. It's a way of life. It's what we really, really have to do to be able to stay tuned into ourselves and our energy so that we are the person we're meant to be. Recently, I got to feel that relapse of, when you pour all your energy into something. So, you've all heard me talking about my book, Stepping into Power. I just recently, in the last few days, handed my manuscript over to my publisher. And that was a whole nervous system response, and so that makes it easier for me to talk to you about that. It was a big project. It was something that I stewed and stretched over, creating what I think is the perfect expression of what it is that I do, and helping everyone along their path, and so that everybody can feel better and vibrate at a higher level and all those great things. And when I handed that over, I was so excited, and I was also so relieved, because this is one of the very last steps in getting a book published. There's been a lot of other things that happen. You write your story. I handed it over to my developmental editor, Christy Johnson, and getting it back and making the corrections there, having other people read it along the way. Am I getting the message out there? Having people who have no knowledge of what I do reading the book. And so giving myself that time to celebrate, but then also feeling that rush of, oh, we're settled. It's another holding pattern, yes, until we get it back from the publisher. But even without trauma or crisis or the extra stresses, your nervous system is already doing everything for you. Breathing, digesting, it's sleeping, it's holding your memory and intact, it's protecting your body, it's creating movement, being aware of where your system is in time and space. And then you add all of those expectations, the comparisons, the external energies. And dare I go down a rabbit hole, the EMFs, the electromagnetic frequencies that we have. We have them in our own body, and they're also being poured into us a lot. We're surrounded by technology, and our nervous systems are constantly interacting with these unseen energies like EMFs from your phone, your Wi Fi, Bluetooth. And for some of us, that adds another invisible layer of stress. It's like our system is always on, always scanning. So I'm going to dive into this little rabbit hole of EMFs just a little bit more. There's some things that you can do to reduce your exposure to as many frequencies. Um, some of you are old enough to remember when the big placard signs were on the door of every convenience store warning you that there were microwave ovens in use. And this was before every home had one. Now technology has changed, or the knowledge we have about microwave frequencies has certainly changed. And so we're not seeing those placards everywhere. But now the new one is this EMF, and it's not new, but it's something that I think we do need to talk about. So if It is at all possible. These are some things that you can do to help support your nervous system against as much EMS exposure as you could be getting. So, turn your Wi-Fi off at night. Your nervous system needs to sleep while you're sleeping, and sometimes having that Wi-Fi on creates it's drawing that field into your phone. So first of all, if you can like leave your phone out of your bedroom, but I know many people use it as their alarm or listening to meditations or other things. So if your phone's got to be in your bedroom, then if you can turn off the Wi-Fi at night, that's going to help. Um, Use airplane mode whenever possible, especially during sleep, meditation. When you're doing your nervous system healing practices, put your phone in airplane mode. Then you're not attracting as many waves into that device. You want to limit your body contact with your device, okay? Especially during sleep and meditation. So use your speakerphone whenever possible. Use wired earbuds, not the Bluetooth, not the Wi-Fi ones, wired. And don't keep your phone, don't tuck it in your bra. Don't tuck it in your pocket. Don't tuck it under your pillow for crying out loud. Don't have direct body contact with your device. It just brings then that many more waves, that much more electromagnetic frequency is coming to your body. And those subtle waves, they do impact your body. You can add EMF stickers to your electronic devices. When I upgraded to a 5G phone, I got really, really sick. I had headaches. I was nauseous. My whole body ached like I had the flu. And this went on for 3 days. And there was no reason that I should be feeling this sick. I was just miserable. And so I tracked it down. Okay, what did I change in my environment? What did I change in my foods? There were no changes. The only thing that was a change was my new phone. And I realized this while I'm laying in bed. And it's like, oh my gosh. I went and got my old phone. I pulled off my EMS sticker off my old phone. I put it on my new phone, held in place with the case that was on that, um, and went back to bed. I woke up the next morning. I felt fine. I was restored. I was back to my normal functioning level. I went down the rabbit hole. I looked up more about the whole EMF stuff and the things that we can do. And that's when I turned the 5G off on my phone. And life has been good ever since. So, an EMF sticker and your turn off your 5G if you can. Um, and then create some tech free recovery zones. Places in your home or at your float spa that you don't have any technology. Okay. Places that's free of that. You don't have the TV on, you don't have your phone on, you don't have those devices on. And then just exhale. Just breathe. Just enjoy that space. And I think it's really hard to realize how much these things impact our lives until they're gone. You know, when you spend a day in the car and you forgot your phone at home and how much better you feel. Um, was it the constant ringing and the constant what is it, or was it part of the EMFs anyway? Then you also need to ground with nature. Go outside, get grounded. This is one of the best things you can do. Have bare feet on the earth, hugging a tree, or just spending 5 minutes in some sunlight. It helps reset your system. I know here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're kind of cold right now. So that outside stuff is really hard. So hug your house plants, just spend some time there. Support yourself with sound and breath. There's nervous system tools that you can use, like humming, doing toning, doing breath work can help recalibrate your frequency. So we can't really live in a cave, but we can take back our energetic space. Your body feels what's happening, even if your mind isn't clocking it. nervous system care really includes honoring that sensitivity. And I know there are different boards in social media to help folks that are really highly sensitive to these frequencies. And had I not experienced it myself, I probably wouldn't have put as much belief in it. But yeah, there's folks out there that are just very sensitive. They're sensitive to a whole lot of things. And as I find that I get more connected with Source and I'm further down my spiritual path, my body doesn't tolerate a lot of those external things. So, some of the things that come up that allow you to know that your system is in dysregulation, and dis coming from the Latin of being painful, painful regulation, your body's not working like it should be. So, the things that happen when your nervous system is just kind of fried, we're wired, but we're tired. Our brain is going and our body's just going, "Oh, I just want to sleep." Because we can't sleep. Can't Not being able to sleep is another indicator. You're overthinking everything. You just kind of go bam, 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 bam. You're just thinking and thinking and thinking, and one thought leads to the next, to the next, to the next. Your brain just isn't getting a reset. Emotionally, you're feeling flat, like you just don't care, or you're snapping at every little thing. That's one of my bigger indicators, is that being snappy, snapping at people that I don't normally snap at, because, well, I can do it pretty good. But also feeling spiritually disconnected or just feeling disconnected. Your body is like, we're done with this, and it triggers that mind, and you just disconnect. You're not fully in the game with everything. This brings us to that energetic cost. When our system feels stuck in this high alert, it's really hard to hear your intuition, to channel that guidance, or even feel safe in your body. It becomes hard to manifest because we're not available to receive. We are so busy with this energetic force field protecting us from all of the stuff that's going on. It just really makes us unavailable. So life gets really difficult. The nervous system isn't something you want to fight. You really want to partner with it, so that when we regulate our nervous system and we're in balance, then we can really connect. We can connect with other people, and we're also so much more open to connecting with Source. The vagus nerve resets, I'm sure you have all seen those, and you really try them out. Try them out. The vagus nerve, it's got it is the biggest thing to regulate in your body. It's like the body's calm switch. It's the longest nerve in your body. It's running from your brain down through your chest, your lungs, your heart, and your gut. It controls your rest, your digestion, your breathing, your heart rate, and emotional regulation. When it's activated, your body feels safe. And that's when healing and intuition and that connection really open up. If your vagus nerve is not regulated, is not properly activated, then all of those things shut down. If you're not breathing correctly, and think about it, when you're anxious or you're scared or you're afraid or anything, what is your heart rate doing? What is your breath doing? Breathing shallow, you're breathing rapidly, your heart's pounding away. Those are the type of things that are those physical symptoms that let us know, hey, we're not in regulation. If your nervous system had a voice, the vagus nerve is the voice that helps it to say, you're safe. You can rest now. That's when your vagus nerve is in regulation, that you're safe and you can rest. So it's really important on finding the things that you need to do for you and for your body to find that regulation. You can do breath work, you can do sound therapy, and of course, floating, isolation, sensory deprivation is great. Those are things, of course, I'm going to say, if you're around Southeast Iowa, check out the Iowa Salt Pot. If not, go find floating at a location that's near you. It's an amazing reset of the whole nervous system. There's humming. You can do humming as well to kind of help activate that switch. One of my favorite vagus nerve resets is the extreme head turn, where you look with your eyes and your head, turn your eyes and your head, and look as far as you possibly can to the right. And you're going to do this for as long as it takes until you yawn or you have a spontaneous inspiration where you just all of a sudden take a deep breath. When you do that, then you turn and you do the left side, turning your head all the way to the left, looking as far to the left as you can, and hold it again until you yawn or you feel that immediate inspiration. You're just taking a deep breath spontaneously. First time I did it, I thought my head was going to fall off because it took forever. Every time that I've used this reset process since then, it happens much more quickly. Unless I'm really stressed out, then it takes a little bit longer. So that alone can help you just kind of judge where you're at, how far out of balance is your nervous system. Looking at theta brainwaves. So the theta brainwave is a really sweet spot for healing and intuition and calm. Theta wave is the brainwave that you're going for during meditation that happens when you are the sensation of it is when you're first waking up in the morning. You're not asleep, you're not awake. It's that kind of fuzzy time period. And theta is also the brainwave that they take you to during hypnosis. Theta is also the goal of floating, is to get into the float unit in the dark and in the silence and get to that theta brainwave. It's very, very close to the delta brainwave, and the delta brainwave is when you just fall soundly asleep. And some people who float just go straight into delta. They don't get the benefits of that theta. But that's the sweet spot for really calming yourself. It's not just body care. This is stewardship of your whole soul. And this is where that sacred connection really begins, is when you can regulate your nervous system, your body feels at tune and healthy. So some of the other breath things that you can do, there's the inhale for 4 seconds and exhaling for 6 seconds. Do that 2 or 3 rounds and just feel calm. So it's not just doing the breaths and then going back to what you're doing the breaths and recognizing the change that you see in your system. We've talked a lot about the 4 count breaths where you inhale for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 4, exhale for 4, and then hold it out for a count of 4. Doing that in a couple of cycles, and then just really acknowledging where you feel balanced in everything that you're doing and how that works for you. Just acknowledging it. The humming, you can do the M's, and as you hum, feel the vibrations. Feel them in your mouth, in your jaw, going down into your chest, and feel how that helps to calm you. You can also do some visualization. Find some golden light and allow that to really pour into your crown chakra, affirming that you're safe and that you're supported and that you're enough. And let that light then trace on down your spine to really create that feeling of recovery and integration where you're honoring your nervous system and taking care of it to create a balance, not a system fix, but it's a balance, and it's a space to absolutely honor. And so I mentioned that, there is the Iowa Salt Pod here in Southeast Iowa that can be your nervous system sanctuary. If you don't if you're not in this area, find a float center near you. It is one of the quickest hacks to really resetting your nervous system. It's a lot easier than trying to learn meditation because we're all caught up in that we didn't do it right. And there's lots of different ways to meditate, but finding a way to quiet the mind chatter, to reset your body, to get that rest and digestion system back online so that you're not in that constant fight or flight situation. I do have my book coming up, and I do anticipate it to release yet now during February of 2026. Look for that online. Be stepping into power wherever you buy your books. And of course, we will have a big update on that. If any of this resonated with you, DM me. Let's explore a little bit deeper. Let's see where your system needs a reset, and we'll kind of troubleshoot some options that you would have to really keep you in line. And then, as always, I like to close with an angel card. And today was the angel of expectation. Um, and the angel of expectation reads, I am always expecting the best of myself. To what do you want to give birth? The essence of expectation is to know how to wait for that which is already conceived within yourself. It is like a pregnant woman who nourishes and cares while she wisely waits till the baby is ready to be born. Then she joyfully welcomes it. So at first, when I drew this card, I was like, yeah, I think it embodies it, but I think it also kind of has some mixed up wording. But I think it confirms what we were talking about today. Your body is the vessel for your sacred becoming. What you're growing inside of you needs rest and regulation and reverence. Your nervous system is not in the way of your purpose. That's the womb that holds it. So, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back again next Tuesday. Um, But until then, you can certainly catch up with the Chronic Health Collective tonight as Jessica is hosting with Leandra and talking about all of the juicy things in life. Um, and Andy is in the background running things. This looks blurry on my screen. I don't know if it is. But this is going to be awesome. Jessica deals with trauma healing, and Leander is a dating coach. I think that's going to be an awesome matchup and conversation tonight, 7 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that wherever you like to catch lives, Facebook, YouTube, um, and on the podcast connections as well. And the same with Chronically Healthy Living on Friday night, 7 p.m. Christy Boyd Johnson is hosting Jessica, and this one is blurry for me too. So check up with the show notes and find out where you can tune in and watch these lovely ladies. I will have a podcast coming up with the Chronic Health Collective on February 17th, and we'll have more about that as we talk about that self love and coming into the year of the fire horse. I think that's going to be a really interesting conversation. So, look forward to seeing you all again next week and in all of these amazing podcasts. Thank you.